2. Okay, here we go. Yep. Right. Whoa. That's a hard one to sort of take in at first glance. We've got a king in the middle. And we've got a probably more secure king on g8. So we've got Anand playing white and Harald playing black. I need to see how we got there.
It was interesting. d4, knight c6.
Ooh, strange. Quite
I think I remember Harald telling me that he plays this. Is it called the Nimzowitsch defense? There's Nimzowitsch again.
Yeah, with knight c6, I suppose it is.
Yeah, he mentioned that this is a little bit of a specialty of his. So.
Ooh. Knight there. I mean, I'm looking at damaging these pawns. I wouldn't be rushing into this if I were black, but I think Anand took the wrong knight. Because now with white's king in the middle...
That's a nice tactic back.
Yeah, let's just see that. So there's a nice pin there.
Yeah. Hard to see sideways moves.
Well, that's very true, yeah. Also, queen d4, that's a classy move. You hit the rook and you stop white castling. That's clever. And also, you defend the king side because... You know, this is kind of floating in the air, knight and queen attacking. Queen d4, really nice centralization.
And now the knight just dropped back to f6, or? No, it's still there.
Apparently not. Another pin. Pin and win. That's his thing. Knight takes pawn.
Okay.
g6, apparently a huge mistake.
Yeah, but...
We better work out why. Now, what's the story?
Is it... No.
Well, I'm just asking the question, what happens if I just move the knight back and then I push h5? Oh, the computer doesn't like that one. You get instant reaction from the eval bar. Okay, so we need something a little bit better than that.
But this is almost knockout level, apparently. Oh. The engine thinks that this is knockout level.
Okay, so let's try and figure this one out.
Oh, this is nice. We have to look tactically. Look over... Yeah. What's a piece that we could grab?
Piece we can grab?
Yeah.
Well, the knight, but except... Oh, duh. Oh, God, I'm slow today.
There we go.
Winning a piece.
Do you think he's going to see it?
We're about to find out.
That's a nice tactic. That's a beautiful tactic. But you have to shift your mindset because we kept looking for... We did it too, yeah? We kept looking for something, and all of a sudden you just have... Oh, he played it?
Yeah. Well done.
Whoa, okay.
h5.
Yeah, but now it's... Oof.
And that's game over.
Fast play, too.
Okay, that's well done.
Very confident.
Yeah. Good stuff. I mean, I was thinking black was... I really like queen d4, so Anand won. That was the final position.
Yep.
Yeah. Listen, let's just look at that tactic again. It's very nice. So g6, and interesting. That's a real blind spot. Missed it.
And he played it too. I mean, fantastic. I mean, wow.
Excellent stuff.
I'm not sure I would have seen that so quickly.
Let's move
Well played
on.
by Tushar. Tushar makes it into the finals.
Wow. Okay, a lot's happened there. Now, just a reminder, their first game was drawn. So are we heading for another draw here? It looks pretty tight. I slightly prefer white because this pawn majority on the king side isn't really very mobile, whereas this one has some potential. Then again, it's a long-range bishop. Listen, it should be even, but slightly prefer white.
Okay, this is an interesting thing. We have one knight and one bishop on the board. Even if the pieces in the position right now are equal in terms of potential, are you a knights guy or a bishop guy?
I'm neither. In this position, it's just kind of balanced.
No, in general.
I mean, I always like bishops, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, it all depends on the context. And here, it's okay at the moment. This position could slide into positions where the knight is better than the bishop. It could also slide into a position where the bishop is better than the knight. Let me give you an example. Now, I'm going to play a couple of pretty horrible moves here. Okay, b5 is interesting. I'm just going to go back one move. This is just for the sake of illustration. Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of, okay, let me play, I don't know. Let me go a5 instead. So what if white starts to get a bit frisky, plays something like this, I don't know. Let's random pawn move. And black plays this, hits the pawn. The pawn advances. Okay, Mr. King comes in. And now I just wonder, you know, this pawn majority is crippled. I'll go to a better square than f6. I'll come back here. And it's possible that white could find a kind of Zugzwang position. You know, if we have the bishop here, attacking this one, you know, the king strays back. Well, the king can't stray back. You know, maybe the pawn advances, so this one is potentially weak. So, you know, I bring the bishop round here, and and the bishop sits on f2. It's still okay for white, but
it's difficult to illustrate. Yeah,
yeah, it's like difficult to illustrate. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, you can find a way in for the king.
Yeah. Right now, it feels to me like the bishop is dominating the knight a little bit. The knight doesn't really have any forward squares.
I mean, the knight can reroute pretty easily. I'm not that bothered, actually. I think it's still fine.
So the interesting thing is a knight can change color complexes. A bishop cannot, right? So the knight, whenever it moves, it always jumps onto the opposite color complex. So when the knight moves, it goes from light to dark or from dark to light. The bishop, depending on the color complex that it started on, is always stuck to that color complex. And so that is one of the more fascinating elements of chess, I would say, is that this when you have a knight and bishop endgame, is that there is this unique dynamic difference in that this knight can hop around all over the place, but it's a very short range piece, and this bishop is very long range, but it's very much stuck to its own color.
One thing that white has to be a little bit careful of here is whether that king can gain entry into the position.
Yeah.
So at the moment, white, that's a good move, bishop e7. The reason I say that is because black can sort of poke and probe. And for example, if this pawn advances, then you can see this one is this is like the lost sheep that's kind of away from the flock. And you know, on a good day, that king might be able to kind of creep over via b6 and come in here and try to get that. You know, if black is, you know, suddenly sort of tying down the knight here or something, or maybe introduces the idea of playing f6 and e4, e5, e4. So, you know, the king has to look after this, and then the king comes in. Then we might be in business. So I think bishop e7 is actually a very clever move, because it's just Now, white has played a4. That's interesting. So this is always the big dilemma. Do you play this, which is on the same color complex as the bishop, and then, for example, spin the knight round here? You know, that's a potential way of playing.
Can we switch games?
Do you play a4? You're not impressed with this, are you? I'm finding it really I'm really enjoying this endgame.
We have Tushar Anand, under 2,000 champion. You won $1,000 and $1,000 worth of Chessable courses.